Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So just before we get into it, I'm just gonna put that away so it looks a little bit neater. Just before we get into it, I just want to encourage you guys to subscribe very first of all. There's no point starting this 13-week Christmas prep course if you're not subscribed, and click the little bell notification to be notified when these videos go live for 13 weeks every single Friday until the beginning of November. So also as well, just be sure to share this with anyone that's going to find it useful. So now that gumph is out the way, hello and welcome to the first installment of the 13-week Christmas prep course. So you might be sat there thinking, Steph, why on earth are we prepping for Christmas literally when it's only just turned into August? Well, the fact of the matter is that it takes at least 30 to 60 days for new products to get crawled and ranked and found on Etsy. So let's say that the Christmas season starts from November the 1st to December the 31st. That would be when I would say is the red hot Christmas season. Now, you're obviously going to be getting orders for Christmas probably in October, probably even in September, but the fact of the matter is that people are desperate for Christmas gifts November and December. So let's say that we are aiming to have this all complete by November the 1st. 60 days from that already takes us back to September the 1st, and we have 13 weeks worth of work to get through. So you can imagine, like, technically, I guess we should have really been starting this in July, but I mean, if I said to you guys, you need to be starting to prep for Christmas in July, you'd probably run the other way. So we're going to be starting this in the first week of August. So as you guys know, you will be busier at Christmas. It's like almost a fact that 95% of Etsy shop owners are busier over Christmas, and that is because people want to buy gifts, and also as well, without the need to buy gifts, it's also the time of year when people tend to treat themselves. There may be bonuses at work, they may have more time off, whatever. People either want to treat their loved ones or themselves. So it is a little bit of a fact that you will be busier over the Christmas period, and basically this whole 13-week prep course is to help you maximize that in the very best way. But today, this week, your homework is simple. So in this video, I want you to grab your pen and paper, and we are going to be reflecting on last Christmas. Now, if you didn't have a last Christmas or you weren't on Etsy last year, then what I would suggest you do is to reflect on your busiest time. Look back in your stats and actually see when your busiest time was. I will be reading out some questions from my notes in order for you to answer, so definitely grab a pen and paper now if you haven't already. So if you've ever made the same mistake twice, especially in your Etsy shop, you kind of feel a little bit annoyed with yourself. So I'm gonna like literally help you and stop you from doing that, purely because we're gonna sit down and we're gonna reflect on our busiest time. Now, if you haven't been on Etsy over a Christmas period, I would definitely say take your busiest time and literally double it, like in case of craziness, because it will be crazy over the Christmas period. So you need to answer these questions. So question 1, what genre of products sold well? What exact products sold well? What keywords worked well for you? And for this, I would definitely recommend going back into your Etsy stats. What was your work day like? And when I say that, I mean, what was your day-to-day running of the business like? Was it crazy? You felt like you were chasing your tail, couldn't keep up? Or were you okay? Was it reasonably relaxed? How much were you spending on ads, if anything? Did you feel prepared? If not, why not? If you sold like quadruple the amount of stock on your busiest day, would you be prepared? Would you have enough stock? In your busiest time or your last Christmas period, did you have enough supplies, and what did you run out of? Did you have any days off? Did you feel burnt out? Did you run out of anything you needed? Did you have enough packaging supplies? Did you have to ask for help or enlist the help of a friend or family member? What was your last shipping dates for the holiday season last year? Did they work well for you? And do you have any other observations about your busiest time or your Christmas period last year? So write your answers to the previous questions and sit and reflect on them. It's all well and good rushing into Christmas, wanting to do the best that you can possibly do, but we can't do that unless we actually sit and reflect on the previous year. The very next thing that I want you guys to do is to set a goal. And you might be sat there saying, oh, Steph, like I can't even think about Christmas right now. How am I gonna set a goal? But the thing is, if we don't set a goal, we don't know if we've actually done well this year. We don't have a personal goal for ourselves. So I have some goal tips here for you, and I really encourage you to physically write this down in your workbook if you're in the course, or with a good old-fashioned pen and paper if you are not. So your goal has to be specific. Broad goals like, I want to be happy, are super hard to pin down. And how do you know when you've actually achieved it? It needs to be a value that you can measure. You've got to know if you can actually achieve it or not. It's got to be a value that you can measure. You've got to know if you've actually achieved it or not. It's also got to be attainable for you. Now, I know that I actually encourage you guys to shoot for the stars and really push yourself with your goal. But if you've only made 10 sales on Etsy and your goal is to sell 1 million of one particular product in the Christmas period, it might be a little bit less attainable for you yet. So what I would say is make it something that's going to make you push yourself, but that's not so far out of your reach that you're sat there thinking, how on earth am I ever going to achieve this? So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that I want you guys to have a number goal, a really specific number goal. Now, I would almost encourage it to be one of two things, either a number of sales goals or a monetary goal. Monetary goals are great because it almost doesn't rely on how many sales you get. You could get one sale where a customer buys 4 or 5 items, but number of sales is a little bit easier to track, in my opinion. So what I basically want you guys to do from this Friday to next Friday is to have reflected back on your previous Christmas season or your busiest season, and also to set a goal. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're here and you haven't subscribed, that's just rude, so go and subscribe. And also don't forget to check out the Facebook group, because every single Friday I will be going live teaching this. If you want to ask me any questions, join the Facebook group. And also guys, if you haven't already, download your 30 Days to a Kick Butt Etsy Shop workbook. That is in the description box below as well. But for now guys, I shall see you next Friday for the very next installment of this 13-week Christmas prep course. Bye everyone.